I just found out that my cinematographer Rice is legally blind, which proves once and for all that Heritage Park is run 100% by faith. This is Epic Thoughts. So.
Oh, a blind cameraman, that's not a good look.
And the sound didn't come through the intro. How come the sound didn't play through the intro? Anyways.
Is he deaf as well?
I was just gonna
He's
say
also
that.
deaf. He's also deaf. Welcome to Epic Thoughts.
Yeah.
And he's not even responding. Did you hear that?
I did. hear
Okay,
that.
I was just checking.
He is deaf.
He's deaf. It's like, yo, are these people legit? I promise you, we're legit. Helen Keller's in the engineering
Oh
room.
my God.
Hopefully Ann Sullivan is right next to her.
And Sullivan's next to her. And yo, welcome to another episode of Epic Thoughts. I am your host, Roman. What if Rice is blind, then I'm leading this whole thing by the force. So with me to my right today is Josiah Hole.
What's up?
Yeah. If you hear the inappropriate whistling, that did not come from me because
Nor me.
or our other guest. For the first time, I was shocked because
It
I
is my
could have
first time.
swore you've been on the episode
Nope.
before. So I've been doing this show for 6 years,
Whoa.
and
Dang.
you've never been on this show.
Nope.
Okay,
You never
so-
asked me.
wow. So
It's true.
I never asked. I know I never asked. So for the first time ever, singer, worship leader, Stephanie Hull, actress. What else? What else?
Wife.
Wife of Josiah, friend.
Mhm.
Stephanie
Creative.
Hull, creative. There you go.
Mm.
And next to her is
Mm.
the camera's not on me, but next to her is business owner, entrepreneur, fly human being. She's got a podcast. What's the podcast called?
Oh, Mom and Daughter Talk. It's actually a YouTube channel.
On a YouTube channel, Mom and Daughter Talk. Susie, last name don't know, so we're gonna call her Susie.
Susie X. No, Susie Aguilard.
Susie Aguilar. Yes, thank you for tuning in. And if you're watching this on HPTV, what's up? Thanks for looking out. If you're watching us on YouTube and Facebook, hey, what's up? Thanks for your support and everybody coming in, timing in, and getting your support. Listen, the sale is still available on Heritage Park Prod. You can get your clothes, get everything you need.
Mm.
Epic at checkout, you get 20% off your entire order. That sale is ending February 28th. Okay. So if you try to use that code after February 28th, it will not be there no more. So make sure you get all your gear, your Epic Thinker t-shirt, all that at the end of February. It's going to be gone. That code's going to
We love a sale.
Yep, 20% off the entire order. All right, cool. And also, if you wear it, take a picture, tag us in it. We want to rap. All right, man. Also got Rice in the engineering room. What's up, Rice?
What's up, everyone?
How
How y'all doing?
And when I said earlier that I just found out he was blind, he came in with glasses. Yo, I did not know this man wore glasses.
They were kind of thick.
They were
I'm gonna say.
thick glasses.
Brother, hella thick.
They're so thick. And then he showed me a text, right? His phone. And he was like, look how big my letters have to be on my phone.
Ooh,
Oh,
wow.
I forget that you can do that.
Yeah, he's got old man text. It's like, man, it's my mom's text right now.
Hold up. It's just for the time being.
The season.
Yeah.
Your
the
eyes
season.
get better over time.
I hope so.
Believe in God for
Okay.
healing. I believe
We're
in
praying.
it.
We're praying. We're believing God.
Yes,
We'll lay
are.
hands on him.
Yeah, for eyesight.
Uh-huh.
Rice, would you be offended if I spit in my hand and rubbed it in your eyes?
Oh my goodness.
We got to try something different. So I wouldn't.
We gotta try. Did you see that the Pastor Michael Todd?
No,
He did that as an
He's-
illustration.
what?
He spit in his hands,
Oh, that's too
rubbed them
much.
together, and rubbed it on a man's face.
Uh,
Was it 2 Sundays ago?
Was he
Did they
blind?
got-
Did he get healed?
No, it was an illustration.
did the
He
guy
just got
know
dirty.
He was gonna do that?
Yeah, the guy knew it was his brother, but still, it
Oh.
was very, and he over exaggerated. So he,
Michael Todd over exaggerated.
oh yeah, so he,
Very
and
Oh,
Ew.
like the loogie and
Yeah,
all.
he loogied it up,
Oh,
and it
oh.
was dripping off of his face.
Yeah, but my thing is, where was the mud? Like,
Yeah,
why just the spit?
it was
just
They
the
didn't
spit.
do it,
Yeah, it was just
Oh.
Do the
Make
full
mud.
illustration.
and
Yeah.
then do it.
he did it with the mud. I think 6 years ago.
Oh.
He did the same illustration.
But
But-
think about it. Back in the days of Jesus, that is so radical to heal somebody in such an unconventional way.
Yeah,
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
I don't understand. I from a biblical standpoint,
Uh-huh.
right? I get it, right? You're blending Jesus's DNA with mine to bring me.
Oh, okay. I didn't even think of
Think
that.
about it. You're putting Jesus' DNA, so you're going to see.
Mhm,
You're
mhm,
probably going to fly too, whatever.
mhm.
But I always thought to myself as a younger when I would read the story, I thought to myself, I wonder if this was a test. Because like if I'm blind and I can't see and I hear, I'm like, yo, he just spit.
Never mind. Never mind.
Never mind. And then my brother be like, he just spit in the mud. He coming up close to you. Is he putting that in my eyes? Oh, no. you
I'll
can't
just
do
go
that.
to the Foundation of the
I-
Blind
yeah.
and learn Braille.
I'll learn Braille. I'm good.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, Jesus, I'm content. Like you don't have to spit.
I
on me.
walk by faith and not by
Yeah,
sight.
I'm good.
I think I would rather be blind than deaf.
Really?
Oh,
Oh,
if I couldn't hear music or sing, yeah.
I'm such a visual person. I think I'd rather be deaf.
I think I'd rather be deaf.
Sign language is really,
Really?
beautiful. Yeah. Yeah.
I think I'd rather be deaf.
Yeah.
I go back and forth. I thought. No, I do.
This is-
I thought. I
Things Josiah Hall has thought about.
I legit made the decision. Can you hear me? Hello.
Okay, yeah.
Mhm.
Can you turn them up a little bit? Channel 1.
I legit made the decision to myself that I would rather be, blind. No, what did I say? I'd rather be blind than deaf. However, then we watched the movie The Sound of Metal.
What is that?
That's what it was called?
Yeah, it was called The Sound of Metal. It's
Oh.
about a guy who is in a metal band and he goes deaf.
Oh, it was so
He's a
good. You would
drummer,
like
yeah.
it. It's
Oh,
It
good.
was
okay.
really good, but I'm rambling. I apologize. However,
Yeah.
the moral of the story is the world is so noisy, and he found at the end of the movie he got a surgery. I just ruined it for y'all. Sorry.
I
And
wasn't going to go see
Josiah.
it.
And he could
Darn, I was gonna watch it tonight.
It's okay,
I-
just forget.
Mm.
Watch it.
Clearly,
watch it in like
I
a month.
was not going to watch this movie. But
anyway. He regrets the surgery, and he'd rather be deaf
Oh.
because
He finds
he
peace
finds
in the.
peace in
yeah.
the silence.
Mm.
There you go.
Earplugs.
Oh,
yeah.
Mm.
I get the sentimental stuff. I can't be sentimental like that. I'm just not a sentimental person. I'm sentimental when it's time.
Mm.
But like if I couldn't hear and then they did a surgery and I could hear, I would be like, I'd rather have the peace. I'd be like, cool.
You think you're born with being like when you talk about being sentimental? Is that something innate, or is that like nature or nurture? What do you think?
Being sentimental,
Yeah,
I think is nurture.
really. So
Yeah.
if someone grew up in an environment where people were sentimental and
Yes.
tender, then you would
Yes.
learn how to.
Yeah.
So your childhood
Huh.
was kind of not sentimental.
Susie said, "We're gonna go in right now."
Yeah,
We're
we
gonna
go.
hard."
Let's get right into it. My childhood was not sentimental at all.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't think it was. My mom was a nurturer,
Mm-hmm.
but she also was like, "Yo, you got to get up and go get it."
Yeah.
Okay.
So she, no, it wasn't.
Yeah.
Now I think about it, there was no nurturing at all. She
Mom
was just
rated on plate.
nurturing was, you good? You good? You done crying? All right, go.
Mm.
And so
I've always found that fascinating as far as about the nurture or the nature,
Mhm.
because I think two people can go through the same experiences,
mhm.
and because of the nature in them and their perspective, like come out totally different. You know what I mean? Through that experience.
To confirm your theory,
Mm-hmm.
I think about that all the time between me and my
Yeah.
sisters
Oh, okay.
because we've had the same experiences.
All right.
And if you were to ask them and then ask me what we think about it,
Mm-hmm.
you'll get three completely
Absolutely.
different
Absolutely.
responses. And one, I'm not saying which one would do what, but one
Mm-hmm.
would lean on it and say, "This is the reason why my life is jacked up." The other one would be like, "I don't even think about it," and then there would be a third person like, "Yeah, it makes me angry when I think about it."
Mm,
So you
wow.
have three different responses.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I could think of at least two things that happened in our childhood that
Yeah.
was pretty intense
Mhm.
that we all have different perspectives of.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I agree with you on the nature.
Yeah, I saw the show years ago. It was these identical twins,
Mhm.
and there was a tragedy in their life when they were 20 at this time, but when they were like 12, their house burnt down and both their parents died in the fire. So fast forward, in their 20s, I think it was an Oprah show or something, but one of the twins was bitter, hated God, just bitter at life. The other one used that tragedy to actually go and speak to other people and encourage and things like that.
Mhm.
And it was just so amazing because their experience was the same.
Yeah.
But also just looking at their face, the one that was bitter, she looked about 10 years older,
Yeah.
which I thought
Oh,
was
yeah,
interesting
I
as well.
believe that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, bitter is.
I think
Mhm.
it depends on where you're at when that whatever you said intense thing happens. You
Mhm.
know,
Mm,
depends on like where you're at in life also currently.
That could be a part of it too. But I still think like there's many events that it's
Mhm.
weird the events that I've had in my life because I would think I've gone through stuff where I've thought I'm pretty sure everyone's gone through this. And then I'll have Trusty Josiah be like, no, not everybody's gone through what you've gone through, you know,
So
like
I have not lived as a black man
Right.
in America.
right. So to me, everything is normal.
Gotcha.
So like
Mm.
watching Harold get robbed at gunpoint, that was normal to me. Found out it's not. Not everyone gets
Mm.
robbed at the Shell gas station at gunpoint. Watching a van blow up and we barely escaping, that was kind of normal. But then it's like,
Where did you grow up?
Rancho Cucamonga?
Vans blowing up.
Well,
people
that was that. Well,
He's done
we
a
got
lot of
robbed.
traveling.
I've done a lot of traveling, but we
Okay.
still got robbed in Ontario, so we were right around the corner.
I mean, I believe that.
Wow.
yeah, we got robbed in Ontario,
There's shady parts of every town.
bro. And we were in the shady part when we got robbed, and I thought we were well lit. I was like, "Yo, it's well lit." It wasn't that late at night, and it was a Shell station that was just grand opening, so it had the bright lights. So I'm thinking, yeah, this is a safe place to go get gas. It's by the freeway.
The lights work.
The
It's
lights
okay.
work. It's okay, and it wasn't that late. It was like 9:30 at night on a Wednesday. Like,
Oh.
who robs a Shell station? Well, apparently this guy does, and
Mm.
he robbed us at gunpoint, and
Wow.
there was 11 of us at the in the gas station.
So it was one person against 11.
Well, we were in the van watching it, and I was in the
Oh.
back of the van,
Mhm.
and I saw it happening. Well, actually, I have one particular person. Shout out Tanisha. Tanisha is the street one of the team.
Uh-huh.
What did
So
she say?
she goes, I'm in the back of the van, and she's in the store, and she comes running out. Hey, bro, hey, they got him, cuz. They got him, cuz. I was like, who they got? What are you talking about? They got him, cuz. Somebody robbing here right now, got a gun to his back.
Oh.
And I look at the back of the window, and I see Harold with a dude putting his gun to his back.
Oh.
And so
It was Harold?
Yeah, it was Harold.
Oh, no.
and so I'm in the van, but it's like a 12 passenger van. So I'm like 3 rows back. So I
Oh.
need people to move so I can get out. And then there's this other kid from Oregon named Joey. Joey is
Josiah.
gone. He's running.
Where's he going?
To this day, no one
Running
knows.
to Oregon? Oregon?
And he's running. He's running. And he's like,
He ran just down the street, right?
yeah, we had to go get him. he ran down the street. He was yelling at Tanisha, why you stopping? Keep running. Come on. And I'm
Like, run, Forrest,
right.
run.
And I'm yelling at the people in front of me who are frozen in fear.
Oh my God.
I'm like, yo, move, get out. We had to go get Harold. And Tanisha's like, come on, we gotta go get him, cuz. And he robbed Harold, took his wallet, and then robbed the register. He took his time. Then there was a woman riding a motorcycle, and he came out, hopped on the motorcycle, and they drove
Oh
off.
my gosh.
And they were right at the freeway, right there at the 10 freeway, so they took off that way.
Oh my goodness.
But we all went through that event.
Uh-huh.
And it was hilarious, the different responses people had to
Oh
this
yeah,
situation.
yeah.
So you had Harold, who is a lighthearted person by nature. And so he was like, I got robbed. Ha 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 ha. The whole time, he's just like, I got robbed. That's crazy. I got robbed. Yeah. I mean, I'm going to get my wallet. I'm going to get a new wallet. And I'm
You
gonna
really like
get-
impersonating your friends.
Oh, I do. I'm going to get a new wallet, and I'm going to get a new license. And he only got like $32. So I'm okay. And that's how Harold responded to it. Tanisha was like, yeah, we need to go on the freeway, catch the dude that took his money, and go get it back and more. And then there's a girl, and I'm not going to say her name for respect, but she was in the van. The guy never came close to us
Crying, huh?
and shaking. And her
Mm.
boyfriend is hugging her like, it's okay. It's just a traumatic experience that I just went through. I was like, you didn't go through it.
Mm.
And Harold kept telling her, but I'm the one that got robbed. And it was just an amazing situation.
Wow.
And just Joey was down the street, like 2 blocks at a restaurant.
Just running.
He
It's
was
so funny the
gone.
people that are just like they just book it. They're like, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
No idea where he was going.
It's that fight or flight, you know.
Yes.
And I think you really don't know how you're gonna respond until you're in that situation.
Yeah, because you hear people
Yeah.
say, "Man, if that was me," like,
Right. Yeah.
really?
I'm freakishly calm in like crazy situations.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I think
get
I'm
pretty
the same.
calm too.
Wait,
Always
are
trying
you
to
looking
be
at me
cool like me?
Are you saying that I'm not freakishly cool?
No, I'm
Oh,
just laughing because we were just saying how similar we are.
Yeah.
And you said that. I'm like,
I am freakishly calm. Because I was just mad I couldn't get out the van. I was like, "Can you move? I need to get out and go help Harold." And I don't know what
Yeah.
I was going to do. Maybe it's for God's will because I would have ran in that store and got shot in the chest.
Mhm.
But I'm okay.
I'm glad that didn't happen.
So so it's situations like that. I
Yeah.
think, like, oh, everyone's had those. And then somebody like Josiah was like, "Nah, not everybody."
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So those things happen all the time.
Uh,
So what? You're thinking something?
No, it's just funny.
Oh, okay.
Reminiscing.
Yeah.
Wait,
Mhm.
you weren't there, were you?
No, he
that
hadn't
was-
got there yet.
That was the year before.
He had different experiences
I've
later
heard
on
of
in
some
life.
of them. Yeah.
Yeah, he had some different ones. But when it comes to friendships, man, it's kind of we've been friends for a long time.
How many years?
Jay Springfield.
I met you in 2006. I met you, right? You were 17. So 2007, I met you.
Just a baby.
2007. The beginning of
2007, I met him. Yeah,
Wow.
and funny story, he beat me in a performing arts competition. And I
What kind of performing arts? Ballet or something? What
No,
was
okay, so it was human video.
Josiah
It was
does not do ballet.
listen,
Just kidding.
it was human video, right?
Uh-huh.
So I pride myself on if you went on Wikipedia and typed in human video, it will name Masters Commission as the creator of the human video.
Okay.
I'm part of that. I was the
Oh.
person that trained people human video. So I was the king of human videos. I still am in my own head.
He said, I still.
So it was a human video competition. So in my head, I'm thinking, who should win? We should win. There's no way in the world we should lose. This 17-year-old kid gets up, darkens the windows, put on white gloves, and does a sign language interpretive dance. And I was like, this
So creative.
isn't human video. This is interpretive dance. He needs to have his own category
Got the black light.
with black lights. He
said you
wins.
forgot the
He wins.
Oh,
and
goodness.
then we came in 6th. I was hot as
What?
hell.
You were 6?
6th.
Oh,
6th place, and there were 7 teams.
oh
I
that's
was-
pretty bad.
Ah,
It
that's
is
kind of bad.
It was
6 out of 7.
How
And
embarrassing!
You were the creator of the
Oh,
whole
man.
genre.
but you were in it. So
I was not in
you
it.
weren't in it.
I wasn't
So-
in
But
it.
did you
Right.
direct it?
I did, yes,
Yeah,
direct
so you did a bad job directing it.
it. There were limitations that you had to follow.
Mhm.
Uh-huh, yeah.
So one of the limitations was everyone had to be under a certain age, and my A hitters
So what
were.
you're saying is you were working with a bunch of amateurs.
Oh yes, and one kid thought the whole concept was stupid, but his
Oh.
dad was making him do it, or his dad was making me
That's-
make him do it.
Mhm.
So the whole time he was doing this.
Oh no.
It was pretty
Wasn't
bad.
quite part of the vision. Yeah.
Oh man, and that's the only time I put my hands on a teenager.
Like, don't you know we're trying to glorify the Lord?
Dude, I slammed him against the van. I grabbed him by the shirt and I slammed him against the van. I was like, "You cost me a win because you were trying to be cool."
Ah.
Josiah's
I
a
still
winner.
think I would have.
He wouldn't have won. He shouldn't have won. He shouldn't have even been there. Anyways,
Hey, but you won.
And I had a standing ovation.
Oh, yeah. Don't leave that out.
okay. So
Mhm.
here's the thing. This is. Let's talk about this.
Okay.
I think people get really connected to the next best thing. You know, without because listen, it was cool. It was really good what you did, but it wasn't what it wasn't in the it wasn't in the category because people get
I see what you're saying.
people
'Cause
get
it was like
wrong.
different.
Yeah, because it was different.
Mhm.
So many people, and this is not the case to anything about what you did. Your
No,
name was
no, no.
People get excited about
Yeah.
things because they're different
Right.
and never take the time to look to see if it's appropriate.
Mhm. Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So, for example, people get excited about, the new preacher that's coming up, or the
Mhm.
new looking church, or the new toy, or the new phone. And we as believers do that too. We get excited without looking at it and be like, should is this appropriate?
Mhm,
Sometimes
mhm.
there's ministries and sometimes we do things even as believers where I'm like, okay, we didn't process this enough to be like, we were so excited that we could, we
Mhm.
didn't pray if we should.
Yeah, because there's definitely a
Yeah.
difference between good
And
versus God.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
could be some great and good ideas, but
Mhm.
I think that's the enemy of great sometimes is, mediocre and things like that. But really, because we think that everything that is good is God, and it's really not the case.
No.
But why do you think people are so drawn to the next big thing?
Because I think people get stuck in mediocre,
I
Mm,
think-
mediocrity.
I think it's also because they're acting out of a feeling.
Oh yeah,
Mm,
100%.
mhm.
Yeah.
100%. Because
Mhm.
I know that one of the worst jobs I had was
Mhm.
selling timeshare.
Oh yeah, that'd be rough.
And I was hard at it. It was hard for me because I couldn't lie.
Yeah,
I
Ugh.
just
rough.
couldn't lie.
yeah.
And to the point where they were like, well, we have to send you on a vacation so you know how to sell it. I was like, fine, you can send me on vacation. I'm still not going to lie.
Mhm.
And they wanted they just kept pushing. Find out what triggers their emotion
Wow.
and play that.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's why we asked all these questions before we told them about the price, before we told them what it was.
Mhm.
So I'd be like, so what's your favorite vacation spot? Oh, my favorite. What'd you like about that? Oh, not realizing I'm trying to find where your emotional trigger is.
Right.
Yeah.
You're grooming them.
Yeah, I'm grooming them.
Yeah.
So if you had all the money in the world, where would you go?
Right.
And then most of the people be like, oh, I would go to Europe. What part of Europe?
Right.
Oh, I would go to London. Not knowing I know a place in London. I'll throw it in their
Mhm.
face, but yeah, you can have this if you buy this timeshare. So
Mhm.
that's what I think, that people are driven by emotions way
Yeah.
too much,
Mhm. Mhm.
and they get caught up in the hype.
Mhm.
And sometimes I think the church kind of misses the mark on that because we're so big to make the hype sometimes.
Mhm.
Especially we're in California. The church in California has a struggle because we compete with everything. We
Yeah.
have to compete. We have 2 basketball teams, 2 baseball teams, 2 hockey teams, 2 football
Hollywood.
teams, Hollywood, 2
Yeah.
soccer teams, 19 beaches, Disneyland.
Mhm.
We have to keep people's attention all the time.
Yeah.
And so it becomes but the question is, how do you grab people's attention without it being hype?
Mhm.
Like what we were talking about earlier, we were talking about the truth aspect of stuff. Like,
Right.
how do you get people excited about the truth?
I think a lot of people, we were talking about it earlier about authenticity.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, honestly, that excites people. I think you brought it up.
Yeah. Connection and authenticity.
Yeah. Like there's so much, like, I don't know. There's so much tied to relationship and authenticity, I
Mhm.
think. And I think that really grabs people.
I think it's because it's a lack. Meaning,
Yeah.
like, even though there's so much stimuli around us, right?
Yeah, everybody has a screen in front of
Yeah,
their
it's
face.
not always authentic, obviously. You know what I mean? And I
Right.
think that human touch, human connection. So we're talking about business on the way here, and saying how, in business, either you're selling a product or you're offering a service.
Mhm.
But especially if you're in a service industry, it really is about connecting with that person that you're serving. You
Yeah.
know, and really, even in sales and things like that, studies show that people buy from people that they like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The salesperson, they gotta like them.
Yeah.
And so I think because it's such a deficit in our society that when they feel that with somebody, it really draws people.
Mm.
It really draws people. Yeah.
Yeah. I had a meeting this morning and we were talking about evangelism.
Mm.
And it's like, well, how do you start? It's like you start by developing a relationship.
Yeah,
Yes.
with
absolutely.
somebody.
I've always thought too, because old school evangelism used to be, I'm gonna get on the street corner with a speaker and a mic,
Right.
and just
Turn
tell
or
you-
burn.
Yeah, turn or burn. And I used to come out at Cheesecake Factory in Pasadena, and there would always be this dude there telling me I'm going to hell, and I'd be like, "How you know though?" Like that's why I wanted to tell
So
him,
are
like,
you?
yeah, how you know? If I'm going to hell, you going to hell too. So how you know? And I wanted to ask him,
Mm.
bro, is this effective? Like, does this
Right.
work? Does this
No,
work?
you're just making people angry.
I know. And I'd be staring at him like this.
Yeah, you can't judge people's hearts. You really cannot.
It's
judge
hard
people's
not to,
hearts.
but you'd be like,
No, I mean on his end
oh,
to
on
say,
his
yeah,
end? I thought you were talking about me. I'm
No,
like, it's hard
no.
not
On
to,
his
though.
end, you can't say,
Right.
what are you looking at? Is it their attire? What
Yeah.
are you judging it by that they're going to hell? You're not
Right,
gonna-
like, yo, this thug dude that just came out. Yes, you. I had somebody do that to me.
What?
Yes, you. I was like,
Wow.
Yes, you. And I'm like, I guess I'm going to hell.
Was that person white?
Yes, most of the time.
Yes, most.
Actually, yes. Yeah. Because yeah.
There's other issues there.
I mean,
Says
yeah.
the white man at the table.
He gets
So,
3
you know,
hires.
okay, so I want to ask a question. You said you guys have been friends for, a long time, right?
Yeah.
Has race ever played an issue in your relationship
Oh,
as far
hell
as
yeah.
friendship?
Yeah, definitely.
And how did you overcome that? Or how did you address that when
I
there
don't
was a
think
there
did
was
it
a-
ever cause conflict?
It never caused conflict.
Oh.
It caused
Discussion.
discussion
That's
and
good.
at the beginning misunderstanding.
That makes sense.
Well, I mean,
Because
go ahead.
I wouldn't say much more race as it was culture. But I would say something and meant it a certain way, and he would
Hmm.
hear something different,
Yes.
and vice versa.
What's the greatest thing you learned from one another in your differences as far as race?
Well, I'm a lot older than him, so I had a lot of other white friends before he showed up.
But I didn't have a lot of black friends.
No, you didn't.
Because I grew up in a very white part of Oregon.
Gotcha. Uh-huh.
For me, I feel like for me over the years, because I really, there was a lot of concepts that was hard for me to grasp
Okay.
when it came to race and differences and all of that. And I just had a misunderstanding based on, my environment growing up. And
Right.
everything. But I feel like a lot of the time we were trying to say the same thing,
Yeah.
but we were just saying it differently.
That's a good point. Uh-huh.
And we definitely obviously have had different experiences in our life and I've gone through different things, and
Mhm.
a lot of that I've come to realize is based on
Mhm.
race.
Mm-hmm.
But I think in our discussions and in trying to understand each other, we were just trying to say the same thing.
Yeah, and I think
Wouldn't you agree?
yeah, I would, 100%. And I think also,
Mm-hmm.
I think what made it work was when we'd have conversations, we were
Mhm.
we're talking to understand instead of being heard.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So like he's trying to understand where I'm coming from,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm trying to understand what he's, what he's coming
Not
from,
under-
Yeah.
and or what he's not getting. Because there were
Yeah.
times where I would say to him, I'm saying this. What are you hearing?
Yeah.
That
Or I would
sounds like
say,
our
I
marriage.
feel like you don't understand. Or I would say, I
Right.
feel like you're. And then a lot of times it came down to a word,
Mm.
because he'll say, you're saying that. I can't think of something,
I can't either.
but he'll say, you're saying, and then he'll say a word.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yeah. And I'll say the word again. He goes, that word means this. And I was like,
Mhm, mhm.
no, that word means this.
Yeah.
And then that's when we'll find the disconnection.
Gotcha.
Is his culture will define that word. Okay, I got one. This was way back. Like you use the term now, hustling.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I would say that and it would rub him the wrong way, because in his culture, hustling meant selling drugs.
Gotcha. Uh-huh.
And in mine, hustling meant
Grinding and getting on with business.
yeah. But at the
That's
time,
so
I
funny.
would say, yo, we just need to hustle. And he'd be like, why do you say that? And then it would just be so like, he'll give me pushback.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, I don't understand why you have that problem with that word. And then, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
nowadays people are making up words, and I'm like,
Yeah.
what does that even mean?
Yeah.
Well, now I use hustle all the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
That's
all the time.
hilarious. I don't even remember that one.
I
That
remember it
is
was-
funny.
But I will say this: there's one, and this is more on the race factor versus the culture.
Mm.
I would say is, and this was just a conversation we had in 2020. But my eyes were open because over the years in conversations I feel like my eyes have been open to certain things that I just
Mhm.
didn't understand. I couldn't grasp. And
Right.
I was like, wow, I didn't even see that.
Yeah.
But there was a conversation we had, and it was about being pulled over, driving and
Mhm.
being pulled over by a
Mhm.
police officer. And you made the statement to me. You said, I think it was you, unless it was somebody
him.
else. It was okay.
him.
It was you, and I'm trying to remember word for word, but you said something to the effect of, when you get pulled over, you're afraid you're going to get a ticket. When I get pulled over, I'm afraid for my life.
Mm.
Yeah. I
And
remember
like
that
that's where
conversation.
your mind goes,
Mhm.
right? Is
Mhm,
like,
mhm.
am I going to get shot? Am I gonna?
Am I going home
am I
tonight?
going-
Yes.
Right, it's
Mhm.
Yeah.
Two
because
totally
of the
different.
way
Absolutely.
I look.
I do
Yeah.
remember that conversation.
And for me, I never have thought that. I'm
Right.
always like, oh, I can't get another ticket, you know?
Right.
Like, and I'm
Ding
like,
on my record.
yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah.
and there's times where I get pulled over and get the ticket. That's the best case scenario.
You're like, oh, that's it.
That's
okay,
it?
cool.
and I'm breathing.
Yeah.
And that,
Wow.
that really opened my eyes.
Yeah.
And now
Mhm.
every time I don't get pulled over often, but the couple of times I have since then, like my mind goes there, not in fear of my life, but in thinking like, what would Ramon be thinking in
Right,
my situation?
right, right.
What would Harold be thinking in my situation? What, you know?
Yeah. You were in the car with me when we got pulled over a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
And I was like, I rolled down
And that was
every
in
window.
Texas.
Yeah, I rolled down every window in the car,
Yeah.
Mm.
and I gave him everything he asked before he asked for it. He was like, "Can I
Hands
get
on
your
the steering
shirt?" I was
wheel.
like, "Here's the paperwork for the
You
car."
were like on your
Mhm.
minding your P's and
I
Q's.
was, man. I was smiling and everything. Like, "Hi, can I help you?" You know, I wasn't like overly graceful, but I do remember pulling over. I remember rolling down all. I remember saying, "Okay." Now I had a checklist.
Mhm.
Roll down all the windows. I always roll down all the windows, like,
So they don't just see you.
right, because I wanted them to see him,
Mhm.
and then Heidi was in the passenger seat. I wanted him to see her,
Mhm.
so that he didn't feel threatened. You know.
Wow.
And I've actually been told by cops, "Can you roll down your back window?"
Wow.
Because they want to
Huh.
make sure I'm the only one in the car.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I'm starting to learn that they're on guard too,
Mhm,
which is a
mhm.
problem
Yeah.
because they're coming to the car like, "Why he by himself? Roll down all your windows."
Mhm.
Well,
So-
there's been so many cops who have been shot,
Yes.
like when they pull somebody
Yeah.
over.
And I've actually had a cop. It was the scariest when I was in Rialto. I had a pullover by my house. He told me to roll down all my windows,
Mhm.
and I didn't know he had a partner. And he was
Oh.
talking. The guy at the window was talking to me, and I guess they had broke up a gang fight like 20 minutes before I pulled in the neighborhood that they were at.
Mhm.
And while I didn't know he had a partner, so I'm talking
Mhm.
to him, and then he's like asking me all these questions to see if
Mhm.
my story changes.
Mhm.
And he's calming down. I could tell his guard is coming down. He's okay.
Mhm.
You do live here, so yeah. Now I point at something out. I remember saying I was going to the house because I left my hat at the house because I coach baseball, and I pointed at a glove,
Mm.
and he goes, "Okay," and so he's calming down. So then I was like, "Do you need to see my insurance?"
Mhm, mhm.
And he's like, "No, no need." But I looked over, and his partner is behind the tree,
Oh wow. Mhm.
like this,
Ooh.
Mhm.
and he was not coming down. He was like,
Mm.
Suspicious. Uh-huh.
yeah, and that freaked me out.
Wow.
I've never
Wow.
experienced that before.
Wow.
So I'm
Wow.
like, yo, you guys are on your guard too. So this is crazy. So, but yeah, we've had several conversations about culture.
Yeah.
But I think, unfortunately, I will say, hindsight in our friendship, that he wasn't flooded with our culture
Mhm.
before became a balance.
Mm.
So we
Mhm.
were changing his clothes, we were changing the way he walked.
Well, you lived
Yeah.
with them.
He
for-
lived with us.
Oh,
So
wow.
I went into a program that I was one of two white people,
Wow.
and
Okay.
everyone else was black.
everyone else was black.
Mhm.
So
And that was,
everybody.
having never been around black people really before in my life.
Wow.
So we were buying him clothes. We were changing his style.
Wow.
We were showing him how to
Jay
dance.
Springfield.
We tried to make him a singer, call him Jay Springfield, and
Oh my goodness.
we just did. We were
He
just
can
we
sing.
were making him cool.
Uh-huh,
And then
uh-huh.
there was a time after 1 year with us, he a kid got on his nerve,
Mhm.
and he said, "Get away from me, you crackhead!" And I was like, we gave him too much. We overdid it.
And I did that at camp.
Yeah,
like
at camp.
Christian camp.
Christian camp.
Oh
With
my
all the people that were
God.
excited that he
Yeah,
joined
yeah,
our
yeah.
program, now he goes back to give, and he's calling kids crackheads. And I was like, yeah,
Oh
you learned
my
that here.
god.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
So-
I remember that.
So yeah, I think there was like probably like an overgive on that one.
Mhm.
But yeah, we've had some interesting conversations
Yeah.
and dialogue about
And I
that.
think that's the key, because I heard this saying one time that a relationship is as healthy as its communication.
Mhm.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
think when there's differences or misunderstandings or wanting to know, different people's perspective, it's that communication that's so needful. If you can just sit down and converse and talk about it and try to get understanding,
Mhm.
even if it comes to
Yeah.
the point of, hey, you know what, let's agree to disagree,
Yeah,
Yeah.
but let's converse about it.
I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure. Yeah. And I think people cannot get that through their head that it's okay to have disagreements.
Right.
Absolutely.
It's okay to have
absolutely.
different viewpoints.
Yeah, there's
know?
billions of people on this planet.
Yeah.
Come on now. You
Yeah.
can't agree with everybody.
Everybody can't agree
No,
with each other. You
no.
know, like I have disagreements with pastors,
Mhm.
and me doing ministry have had disagreements with pastors on just theological stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, but at the same time, I have some relationships where we're good friends.
Mhm.
I know for sure they ain't gonna let me preach at their church. It's okay. It's okay. I know why.
Yeah.
And so it doesn't hurt my feelings
Yeah,
because
yeah.
he don't want me to say some of the stuff I
Your
believe. I'm like,
position, yeah.
yeah, and that's fine.
Uh-huh.
But people just don't know how to be fine with
Mhm,
that. Like
mhm.
they take offense to that.
And
you
too
know?
personally.
They take it very personally.
Mhm,
Well,
mhm.
that's
Yeah.
the problem with our world right now and everything.
Yeah.
Politics and
Yeah.
religion and
Yeah.
everything. We want everybody to see things the way we see them. We think we are right,
Mhm.
and we want everybody else to agree with us.
Yeah.
And I think the core to that
Mhm.
is extreme levels of insecurity.
Mm,
And I
mhm,
think the result of that is because there's not enough Christ in people's life.
mm,
Because
mhm,
Christ brings identity.
absolutely.
So
Yeah.
if you don't agree with me, I'm okay because
Yeah.
I know who I am in Christ.
Right.
Right.
So you not vibing on my level on an idea
Yeah.
doesn't mean we can't be friends. Doesn't mean we can't work together. Doesn't mean that we can't share a cup of coffee
Mhm.
and talk about something else.
Mhm,
Right.
mhm.
You know, it's just like my heart breaks when I see relationships fall apart over stuff that doesn't need to be.
Irrelevant. Yeah. That's
Irrelevant,
right. Yeah.
right.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah.
And it's not just in the church, it's everywhere. Like
Yeah.
there's a young
Mhm.
man in the hospital right now fighting for his life because he's a 49er fan.
Get out
He's
from
a
the game. To get...
Yeah.
Oh,
He's
my
a
God.
49er fan. He showed up at the Rams stadium. Remember this, Rice?
I do.
That's
He's a 49er fan. He
crazy.
went to the Rams game 2 weeks ago.
with a 49er shirt or something.
Yeah,
To be a
49
punk.
Huh?
He was just being a punk. Or
No,
what?
he was rooting for his
Team,
team
yeah.
because the Rams played the 49ers. Got jumped by a bunch of
Wow.
Rams fans and beat up, and he's fighting for his life in the hospital.
Wow.
And I'm like,
That's tragic.
all he was doing was rooting for his team. Now, listen, I hate the 49ers with a passion.
Okay.
Hate that team. I wish the NFL would just say, you know, we're getting rid of the 49ers. And I'd be like, great. But I'm not going to fight somebody because they love the 49ers. And I always tell people this. You don't know why somebody's the way they are.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely, unless you talk to them.
Unless you
Yeah.
talk to him. Like
Mhm.
he may have a dad that's his only connection. Like I'm a Clipper fan. I'm a hardcore Los Angeles Clipper fan. And people just always make fun of me. One person asked me, why are you a Clipper fan?
Mm,
And I told him,
mhm.
my dad didn't like the Lakers. And this is a true story. This is how I became a Clipper fan. My dad hated the Lakers.
Mm,
He just hated how showy they were.
mhm.
Mm.
And he also wasn't a rich person. So he could only afford Clipper games.
Mhm,
So when me and him would go to a basketball game,
mhm.
we went to the Clipper game.
So there's an emotional tie
There's
to
an
it.
emotional
Yeah,
connection to the
absolutely.
Clippers.
Yeah.
So we conversate. And my dad and I didn't talk a lot when I was a kid.
Oh wow. Uh-huh.
And coming up. So,
So
the
that was
only
like
time we
your-
had connection
Yeah.
was at a Clippers game.
Interesting.
So
Wow.
now I will always forever bleed red and blue
Mm,
because
mhm.
that's the connection for me and my dad.
Mhm, mhm.
And when people
I
ask
didn't
that,
know
yeah.
that.
So when people find that out, they're like,
Yeah,
and I hear
yeah.
people say, "Oh, that makes sense that you're a Clipper fan."
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. But people don't know, like, you know, people don't have
People
no.
just want to be heard. They don't want to hear the other side.
They don't want to be the other side.
Yeah.
That's why I was talking when you asked me the
Mhm.
question about Josiah and I said,
Yeah.
well, we've learned to speak to understand.
Right.
We really have.
Mhm.
Yeah. You know, when you mentioned about knowing who you are in Christ, right? To me, that's identity. And I just want to pose it to everybody. How long does that process take for you guys to really get grounded in knowing who you are?
I
Is
think
that a
it-
lifetime
I
journey?
think it's a constant
It's gotta
journey.
be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta be. I think it is for me. And you know, I will tell you this.
Yeah.
I'm 40. I'll be 45 in March.
Uh-huh.
I just recently came into this
Mm.
and understanding that.
I hear like in your 40s, you kind of
You do.
pretty
You
much.
kind
who
of like level out a little
Yeah.
bit. But for me, I haven't leveled out that much. But for me,
You trying?
yeah, I think one of the things that, and this is just my experience,
Mhm.
right? And I'll make this preference because just from a ministry standpoint, I think people are trying to appease God instead of receive God.
So-
Explain that.
So like we used to preach a gospel where, and I noticed that a lot of other churches are starting to preach the grace, where
Mhm.
we're trying to live for God. We're trying to do this for God. I'm doing this for God.
Mhm.
But God wants us to live
Mhm.
because he's already did the work,
Yeah.
and rest in knowing that I am the righteousness of Christ through faith.
Right. Right.
So it took me a while to be like, yo, even if I don't make another song or if I don't make another project,
Mhm,
Jesus still loves me.
Right. Right.
And Jesus loves me not because of what I can do for him,
Right.
but he chose me from the very beginning.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like the scripture says, before we were sinners, Christ died for us.
Mhm.
Even while we were sinners, Christ died for us.
Right.
So it took me a while to kind of rest. And because when you're trying to perform for God,
Yeah.
you find yourself in the situation that I was at. I was 2018.
Mhm.
I was just done. I was just burnt out.
Mm.
I didn't want to do ministry no more. Like literally, I could have gone to the pulpit on a Sunday morning and be like, "F all y'all," from the
Mhm.
pulpit with the Bible. in
All
my
y'all
hand.
going to hell.
All y'all going to hell. I'll see you there. F all y'all.
I'm done.
Yeah, I'm done.
Uh,
Drop the Bible, walk off. It's
Right.
2018, and I went to I went to another friend's church in Texas just to spend time with my friend,
Mhm.
and I met his pastor Ben Daly, who
Mhm.
changed my life tremendously.
Wow. Mhm.
And he didn't say nothing directly to me. I'm just in his staff meeting,
Mhm.
and in his staff meeting, he's just talking about the scriptures, and he's just sharing. I remember one of the things he said. There was a point in his life where he was just doing everything in the ministry.
Mhm.
And people said, just carry your cross, brother, pastor, just carry your cross. And he said, if I had to keep carrying this cross, then why did Jesus carry his cross?
Mhm.
And then something hit me where Jesus was like, you love me,
Mhm.
but you don't think I like you.
Mhm. Wow.
And that I started crying in the staff meeting to the point where he had to stop the staff meeting. He don't know me.
Right.
He
Right.
was like, why are you crying? And I said, I just realized I don't think God's good.
Mhm.
Because the more I try to appease him, or the more I try to get him to show me favor, I feel like the finish line just keeps getting moved.
Wow.
And because of that, I don't think he's good. Because why
Right.
would he keep having me run this hamster wheel called life?
So in retrospect, do you feel like that finish line was something of your doing?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's something
absolutely.
and I think it was something that was built into me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I would always ask my pastors when I was younger, how come I
Yeah.
don't have this?
Yeah.
And they always had an answer.
Mm.
And there was, and no matter what I did, it was never going to happen.
Yeah.
How come this financial blessing isn't coming? Oh, you're not tithing enough. Are you
Wow.
tithing? Yeah, I'm tithing. Oh,
Mhm.
are you living right? Yeah, for the most.
You have an open
most
door
part, yeah.
somewhere. Yeah.
You have an open door.
Yes.
Yeah. The Lord said it's something you're reading. I'm like, I'm reading this Transformer comic book. No, it's not that. It's something else. And I'm like, there's nothing else.
Oh my
And they kept moving the finish line. But but I
Oh.
caught myself doing it too for a very
Mhm.
long time. And then I started asking myself the question. Then my mom would say, well, it's probably because you like listening to Jay-Z. He's a Freemason. Like,
Oh my god.
and so it was everything,
Yeah. Yeah.
and no one could put their finger on it. And
Yeah,
then
yeah,
it was once I started realizing God's my dad.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
My kids, I know I'm talking a lot. I took my kids to see the movie Sing 2 on Sunday.
Mhm.
And I had a revelation while I was at the movie theater
Mm.
because one of my kids hates the dark. So she purposely, if I have to tell her, yo, we're going to the movie theater, do you want to go? And she'll say, nope. And I forgot to ask her if she wanted to go to the movies to see Sing 2.
Mm.
I just assumed she wanted to see it
Mhm.
because she said she did. We pulled in the parking lot at Ontario Mills, and there's a circus in town.
Mhm.
So
Oh,
she
really?
got freaked out that there was a
Uh-huh.
circus. She goes, "Oh my gosh, you're taking me to the circus?" Like mad, and I was like, "I'm not taking you to the circus." She
Wait,
goes,
which
"Oh,
one is this?
Brooklyn."
Oh, okay.
I said, "You're taking me to the circus? I don't want to go to." I said, "You're not going to the circus." She goes, "Okay." And then we started driving past. We parked, and she goes, "You're taking me to the movies." Like she really is
This
like,
is worse.
You know, I don't do movies. And I said, "But we're going to see Sing 2."
Mhm.
And she goes, and she kept staring at me. I was like, "Don't you want to see Sing 2? You said you wanted to sing Sing 2."
Uh,
And she goes, "Okay, yeah, I do want to see it." And so then we went into the theater, and we were getting popcorn. And then the line she kept saying, "Are you sure we're going to see Sing 2?"
mm.
And I said, "What else would I take you to?"
Mhm.
And she said, "What if you take me to a scary movie?" And I told her, I'm your dad.
Mm,
Why would I take you to a place that you can't handle?
mhm,
And
mhm,
as soon as I said that to her, I heard the Holy Spirit say, that's what Jesus says to you.
mm.
And then it reminded me of the scripture where he
Yeah.
says, I can't, please forgive me for messing it up, but you parents who are evil,
Mhm.
would you give your child a rock when he's asked for bread?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mm.
And I remember I just have to keep pushing on her. Don't worry. We're going to see Sing 2.
Mm,
And she was,
mhm.
it's not a superhero. She hates superhero movies because they got ugly villains.
Oh.
Is it a superhero? No. Are you sure we're going to see Sing 2? Yes.
Mm,
And she had to follow me. And it's so sweet. Like her knees shake because she hates the dark hallway.
mm.
And she hates the trailers because the trailers are misleading to her. She thinks we're going to watch
Right,
whatever
right,
the
right.
trailer is.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And she's like, I didn't sign up for this. And so, but it reminded me of
Yeah.
how Jesus wants us to approach him. That's why he
Yeah.
says, approach me like a child. That's how you receive the kingdom. But
Yeah.
I think about that a
Yeah.
lot. And so it took a long process to get to the place where, I'm not there yet, because I had to redefine everything I knew.
Mm,
I had to read the Bible in different lens
wow.
because I was reading the Bible from the lens of I have to compete for God.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it really is about doing for God versus being for God.
Being for
And I
Mhm.
think when you transition into being for God, there's rest in there, there's
Yes.
trust in there.
Yes.
I know for me, just overall, I've always said I'm a late bloomer, and I think even in knowing who I am in the Lord,
Mhm.
it took a long time. It took
Yeah.
a process. It
Yeah.
really did. It took, seeing what the word said or seeing myself through his eyes, but really and I think it has a lot to do with the kind of church you're at as well.
Oh, yeah.
If you
Oh,
feel
God.
like that your performance is what pleases God, then
Mhm.
that's how you'll acclimate yourself.
Oh, yeah.
And that gets, like I
Yeah.
said, it gets tiring. It's like being in a hamster wheel.
We're
Mhm.
also
And
really
you're just
good at
not going anywhere.
complicating.
Yeah,
things,
We
as you-
really are.
absolutely.
We love complicating things.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Jesus made it so simple, especially after death and resurrection. He
Mhm.
made it so so easy,
Mhm.
and we've complicated it.
Mhm.
Even us in perspective.
Mhm.
Like I tell people all the time that we'll have conversations, and I was like, I don't think you understand where and here I think American church has this in their head
Mhm.
that we are what Jesus is talking in the Bible, he's talking to the American Christian.
Right.
Like, do you not understand the role we play in this? Well, we are the second coming of Christ is coming from us. Well, okay, I don't know. I'm not there. I wasn't at any staff meetings that Jesus ran. But perspective, we're Gentiles.
Yeah, absolutely. Being grafted in.
We've
We're lucky
been
to be
grafted
in.
in.
We're lucky to be in the
We
family.
wasn't in the beginning.
No, we were not.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know how close we'll be in the end. And so I always tell people, if you notice how Jesus talked to Gentiles
Mm,
as opposed to Jewish people, it's completely different.
mm,
So, like perspective, right? Every time Jesus healed a Jewish person in the Bible,
mhm,
he said, your sins are forgiven.
mhm,
Every time he healed a Gentile in the Bible,
mhm.
he said, your faith has made you whole,
Oh, interesting.
because Gentiles are not bounded by law.
Mm,
That's why he tells them, Gentiles think like this.
mhm,
The
mhm.
one when God started showing me that, it answered so many questions, because I was always offended about the Canaanite woman. Like, you
Mhm.
called her a dog.
Right.
Like, well, Gentiles are dogs to Jews.
Wow. Mm.
And then she said, well, even the dog eats the food that falls from
Yeah,
master's table.
yeah.
And
Mhm.
he said, no, your faith has made you whole. So
I never noticed that as far as the faith. And
Yeah.
Mhm.
okay.
Or the centurion.
Mm-hmm.
I know you're a man of authority. He knows Jesus is a man of authority. He's not Jewish.
The woman with the issue of blood, is that one where it was
Um,
her faith that made her whole? Was she a Gentile? Just trying to remember. He
it
said he
was
felt
Luke.
virtue
Yeah,
coming
it was,
out of her.
yeah, it
I
was
think so.
Luke. Luke was the one that wrote that one. And
Mhm.
Luke is kind of like Lucy with his definitions,
Mm.
because and that's another side of it, perspective, right? So every gospel is written from the perspective of the writer.
Right,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So Luke he didn't get a name. He didn't tell us where she came from.
Mm-hmm.
Matthew tells us where people come from. John, because it's important to them.
They're more detail oriented.
Yeah, Luke is a doctor. He's
Yeah.
a physician.
Yeah.
So he just knows she has a problem. And
Right.
her problem was a blood issue. So he never really breaks down. He doesn't break
That's
down a
very
lot of
interesting.
relationships. If you think about it, he doesn't
Mhm.
break down relationships.
Mhm,
You
mhm.
know, like John. Only in John do you see the scripture. It was Peter was there, James was there, and the disciple Jesus loved was there. John. It's only in John. It's in no other book.
Because he's talking about himself.
Because he's talking about
When he
himself.
laid his
He's
head
like,
on his chest.
yeah, like that's Ramon writing the book.
Uh.
Well, who was there? Well, Stephanie was there, Susie was there, Josiah, and the one Jesus loved, bro, was there too.
That's
So-
hilarious.
So when you start reading the Bible from those perspectives,
yeah,
your
yeah.
eyes are open, and you're like, "Huh,
yeah.
I never
Yeah.
see it." But it shows how consistent Jesus
Yeah,
is.
yeah. Also, it's an Eastern book. It's not a Western.
It's not a
book
Western book
at all. You have to know the context.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
context is everything.
Yeah.
And so I think, like you said, we complicated
Mhm,
so
mhm.
much.
Yeah.
You know, we complicated things.
Yeah.
They were mad at the woman caught in the act of adultery because he forgave her sin. Gentiles, he never forgave the sin of a Gentile.
Oh.
The centurion was like, just in your word. He's
Mhm.
like, she's already healed because of your faith.
Mm.
It's radically different. So then that changes our approach to Christ
Right. Right.
because it's like you said, we're engrafted
Yeah.
into what Christ has already finished.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
I try. I forgot we were doing epic thoughts. We're just talking away.
And I was
Maybe
having a
that's-
conversation.
We're just having a conversation. Maybe that's what epic thoughts should be from now on. Just random conversations because these topic things are just
I mean, that's
awful.
basically what a podcast is, right?
Yeah, I
It's
guess so.
conversation.
I guess so.
Mm-hmm.
So okay? So you do your business. Tell us about your business. You do hair. Do you do something else too?
No, but I'm starting to encroach into other areas because, as I was saying earlier,
Because she's a boss.
She's a boss.
I'm always a big thinker. I know
Mhm.
that, and I always know that. Well, recently I was sick and I was in the bed for like a week, and I just really realized that what I do, I'm a salon owner, but I'm also a hairstylist as well. And it's a very physically and demanding job. It really is.
Mhm.
And so when I was in the bed, I realized, you know what? Because I am my own brand and I am the one that's, working with my clients. If I'm not there, then I'm not making any money and I don't like it. I need to have other revenues of income. And so I'm actually kind of delving more into other things. And so one of them is I've always kind of been interested in the stock market. So I want to learn a little bit about day trading and things like that. So
That's
that's
dope.
probably what I'm going to transition into. Yeah.
Yeah, and if it works for you, let me know.
I
'Cause
will. Absolutely.
I did the stock market one time,
Mm-hmm.
won big time,
Mm-hmm.
totally won.
Mm-hmm.
And I used the stimulus checks to win. So
Oh,
because they was giving us free money, and I was like,
Uh-huh,
what
uh-huh.
would white people do with this?
Mm-hmm.
Not just Zion,
Oh
but what would
my
white people in general
God.
do? And
Uh-huh.
I flipped that sucker. I took advantage of the stock market
Uh-huh,
because it was crappy. You know?
And I also love real estate as well. So
Mhm.
that's something else that I might be interested in. Because actually, when I was married, my husband and I, one of the things we did was we were real estate investors. So we had like 10 properties, I guess,
Come on.
in the U.S. and things. Had renting it out. I think so.
Mhm.
Really, I know a lot about real estate. So that's something that I might get into as well.
Josiah
Yeah.
and I would be really great tenants.
Oh,
Just saying.
okay. Okay.
See,
We always
I'm
make that
saying,
sense.
you're
Yeah.
thinking tenant. I'm like partner. Yo, I need to.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yo, let's wrap because
Yeah, yeah.
I've been thinking about that for the longest time.
Mhm.
I have no idea how
No,
to
that's a
get started.
smart investment. Is
Yeah.
investing in
Absolutely.
properties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh man, come
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
I've looked just in my professional career. I realized that 85% of my professional life, I've always been an entrepreneur. And so
Mm.
that's something that drives me. I know some people are like, oh, that's scary. You have to do your own health insurance. You got to
Yep.
do your own taxes.
Yep.
But I always say nothing great happens in the comfort zone. But once you move out of that comfort zone, that becomes your new comfort zone. So
Yeah.
I'm used to
Yeah.
doing my own, or doing my own
Yeah,
taxes.
I don't
and
even
not-
think about it. No more. I
yeah.
don't think about it no
So,
more.
but again, it's really your own personal comfort level. You know what I mean? If you want to have more of a security and you at a job that has a 401k, kudos to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
And
it's
there's
just I
nothing
think
wrong with that.
nothing at all.
Yeah.
It's up to you. It really is up to you. But I think it's important to whatever whether you're working for someone else or you are an entrepreneur, to always have a leadership mentality,
Mhm.
because I think God has created all of us to be leaders.
Yeah.
Even if you're a
Yeah.
stay-at-home mom, there's
Say it
there's
again.
leadership.
Yeah.
Absolutely, we're all
Yeah.
called to be leaders.
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely, 100%.
Yeah.
I'm really big. I'm an entrepreneur too. Just like I hate working for someone else,
Yeah.
and I'll always count the cost. Like, how much you pay me, and I'll look at and I'm like, I think I can make that on my own, and I'm out. Like, if I think I can make it on my own, I'm out. Like, how
Ain't
much?
nobody gonna tell me what to do.
No, yeah, you won't, and you ain't gonna tell me what time I'm gonna wake up, and it's and I can't. I can't. Well, you got to be here at 8. Like,
Yeah.
bro, please. If you gave me the ability to make my own schedule, I'll be
Mhm.
there at 6 to make it work. That's just who I am
In the morning or night?
in the morning.
Oh, okay.
Like I wake up earlier every day now
Absolutely, yeah.
because my day keeps getting packed up. So like we have like some of the people that work with me now are on the East Coast and they get busy by noon.
Wow.
So
Yeah,
I
yeah,
gotta
yeah.
get them on the phone before noon.
Right.
Which means I gotta wake up at 4 to catch them at 8. Or
Yes,
at 7. I
sir.
gotta wake up at 4 to catch them at 7.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm like, oh dude, it's but it's what I do, it's what we do.
Yeah.
And you know,
absolutely.
I think so. Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
We might be going. I don't care. We go over. This is Epic Thoughts. This is my show.
I don't even know what time.
Yeah, we're getting close, but
Mhm.
I don't care. We're having a good conversation. For I think a couple years ago, right?
Mhm.
Entrepreneurship became popular
Mhm. Mhm.
because I think 10 years ago, maybe
Mhm.
it was a scary thing, and only the few did it.
Mhm. Mhm.
And now everybody trying to do it.
Do you think that has something to do with COVID?
I think
You said a
COVID has
couple of-
got to do with the spike. I
Mhm,
think
mhm.
so I think what COVID did was open people's eyes up
Mhm,
to
mhm.
like how we did things.
Right.
It opened
right.
up their eyes to working from home.
Yeah,
That's
that and,
true too, yeah,
that, and
absolutely.
on the other side of it too. So now COVID happened and people weren't happy with their jobs.
Right,
Pre-COVID, people weren't happy.
Mhm, mhm.
That's why I always laugh when people are like, I just want to go back to normal. But yo, you hated normal. So
Mhm.
what were you going to
No
go
one's
back
going
to?
back to normal.
So people don't want to go back to normal. And I think the younger generation
Mhm, mhm.
saw their parents struggle
Yeah.
Yeah.
with 9 to 5s.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And COVID came COVID happened,
Mhm.
and then they had to be their own rescuer. They had to figure things out on their own.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And they started making a little bit of change, and they were like, why would I go back to what my parents did?
Mhm.
That made them miserable.
Mhm.
I'm not going back to that.
Right.
And I
Right.
think that's what started the spike.
Okay.
But before then, it was starting to get popular.
Uh-huh.
It was starting to. Like, you had the rise of Gary Vaynerchuk. I don't know if you know who that is, or Tony Robbins.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
All
absolutely.
these speakers.
Yeah.
And they became, you guys can leave whenever you're ready. No, I'm
No,
kidding.
I was gonna say not when we tried Melaleuca.
I think, but see, Melaleuca, yeah, okay, we'll get to that in a second. But, so it just
Uh-huh.
became popular.
Yeah, yeah.
But, like, you've been doing this before.
Mhm,
If
mhm.
you were doing this before it became popular,
Yeah, absolutely.
like, scared people stayed away from entrepreneur. It was a curse word
Yeah.
for a lot of people.
Yeah.
It was
yeah,
a curse word. Like, I'm going to go work for myself. And our fans were like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
And then
Because it felt like a place of insecurity. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? But like I said, once you get beyond that comfort zone, then you
Yeah.
just learn to do. And kind of like you, I hate the idea of punching in and out as far as a clock. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Or
yeah.
I'd rather have the freedom. Like for instance, I don't know what a paid vacation is like. If I don't work, I don't eat. You know what I mean? However, I like the autonomy of creating my own schedule.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like this Friday, I'm going somewhere. I just mark myself out, and
Yeah.
I'm not taking clients that day.
Yeah.
I'm leaving at
Yeah.
noon. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? I like that freedom. To me, that's freedom.
Yeah.
So,
I think we need to get into the place, just people in general, because
mhm,
especially you mentioned before the show,
mhm.
prices are going to start going up in March.
Yeah, inflation.
Inflation has already skyrocketed in the last 7-8 weeks.
Yeah.
And what has not changed is pay.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
People's pay has not changed.
Right.
Like in California,
People better start hustling.
you're going to have to.
Mm-hmm.
Like your way and my way to make it out here.
Mhm,
Because like people can't, like they raised my rent.
mhm,
They,
mhm.
oh gosh, gas, you got to take a loan out. So
Mhm.
Seriously.
it's just ridiculous now.
Yeah.
And the cost of living, especially if you want to stay in California.
Yeah.
And I'm not a retreater. I'm not leaving the state
Right,
for no
right.
way,
Uh-huh.
nothing. So you just have to, we have to figure things
Yeah.
out. But I think that's another part of it too.
Yeah. I think also too, it's really important that you don't learn really entrepreneurship in traditional education. So therefore, if you are going to do that,
Mhm.
you have to self-educate yourself.
Yeah.
So for
Yeah.
instance, in my 20s, I was reading Rich Dad Poor Dad and hit the whole series and The Art of the Deal, just all kinds of books and things.
Mhm.
And I self-educated myself. And I think that's huge.
You definitely have to be motivated.
Yeah.
That's
Oh
for
God,
sure.
come on.
Yeah.
Very
Absolutely.
motivated.
Yeah.
Because you don't have nobody telling you to
Right.
do anything.
Right.
Mhm,
That's I made a joke one time. I said, I'm self-employed. And they were like, oh, okay. I said, the problem is my boss sucks.
mhm.
Because sometimes my boss doesn't tell me to do anything. And he don't show up. Like sometimes the boss don't show up to work and I'm like, "Ugh, he sucks." But yeah, you have to be and self-motivation is something
Mhm.
that like I don't know. People
Again, is that innate or is that nature or nurture? I think it's a little bit of both.
I think it's gotta be both.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's gotta be both. If it's parented in front of you, if it's modeled,
Yes, absolutely.
you'll catch it.
Yeah.
But again, if you don't have it,
Yeah, my
Yeah.
parents were entrepreneurs, so I
Yeah.
saw that in front of me. But then I
Oh.
also just innately, I've always thought big. Like if, for instance, if there's a long line at Starbucks, instead of complaining about Starbucks being a long line, I'd be like, let me go invest in it, and then I'll be happy about the long line. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
then they'll be like, there
So-
was one product line that I like as
Mhm.
far as hair, and I love it, and I was like, they went public, and I just invested in it.
that's what I'm talking about. Like
Yeah.
people don't think that way.
Yeah.
Man, we could talk forever.
I
We can
knew
talk
you would
forever.
like her.
I know she's a great connector. She's
She is.
connected to some really good people.
Man, I could talk with you forever.
Listen,
man.
I can smell a rat out from like.
What do you mean,
Five-
smell a
Man,
rat?
what you calling?
Yeah, what
I'm saying I know
Oh,
good people.
Okay,
when
I was just
when
getting
meet
ready to
them.
say, like, did you just call us a rat? Cuz?
Yeah, who's the rat?
Like, which one of us is
Right.
you ratted?
Because you said I'm connected to good people. So
Oh,
that's what
okay.
I'm
So
saying.
you
Listen,
don't,
you've
you don't have
connected me to
rats
like-
around you.
Yes.
Okay, got you.
So if I'm like, no.
Oh,
ain't
I
gonna
see.
waste my
Yeah,
You
time.
ain't gonna
yeah.
hang out with
Yeah.
that person.
You have a really good discerning.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
good. See, now I think that's innate. A lot of it,
Mm.
because the Bible talks about different motive gifts and
Mhm.
so to me the perceiver is I love it because that's not innate in me. Like golly, there was a time where I thought everyone is just trustworthy until they burn you,
Oh no.
and now it's like everyone starts out neutral,
Mm.
and then you get to see are they trustworthy, But people that have that natural thing. I have a friend tomorrow. Oh my gosh, you can. Like, I don't know, there's something rotten in the cotton. I don't know what it
They
is,
don't
but
have
it's
to
like,
say nothing.
yeah.
But like,
So you're like that too. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
great.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
very much like
I'm usually
Mhm.
pretty spot on. There's
almost always.
probably been 2 times where someone proved me wrong. I was like, okay.
Do you think any part of it is skepticism?
Cynicism.
No.
Yeah.
Because that's
Mm.
not how I am, like as a person. I'm not.
Because
Like
see,
that.
I think mine is from
I actually assume the best in others.
Oh, see, mine's the opposite. I assume the worst.
Is that from experience? though?
Yeah.
So you're
Mhm.
jaded.
I'm extreme.
Cynical.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I think I have the same thing, kind of like a perception of like, I don't know about that one. But I think I naturally do it to everybody. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
okay,
naturally
okay.
do it to everybody.
Yeah.
and and so I have to, that's why I need God.
Yeah.
Because every person that comes to me, I'll be
Yeah.
like, what you want from me?
No, I remember a season
you
just
know about-
asking God for
what you-
wisdom and discernment because I just naturally didn't have that. You know what I
Mm.
mean? And I've been burned, even with money and different things. I've been burned by people.
So you
and
gotta seek wise counsel.
yeah, that and just asking. And now
Yeah.
I'm pretty good about judging character and
Yeah,
things,
yeah.
but
Mhm.
that came out of experience and that crying out to God, like, help me.
Yeah.
You know, somebody had told me, and I think we had talked about it on our show a couple of weeks ago. You were on with Heidi, and the show was actually called Lies
Oh,
because
for real? Uh-huh.
yeah, I remember going on this rampage, like, why does everybody lie? I just felt like
Mm.
everyone was lying. Remember that? And one of the things that we had talked about was it's if you are a trustworthy person,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna assume everybody's trustworthy.
Yep, that's it.
And I think when you talk about entrepreneurship,
Yeah.
and when people say they want to be an entrepreneur, I automatically think, oh, then they think like me.
Mm-hmm.
And then I find out you don't think like me at all.
Right.
You know,
Right,
So
right.
like when it comes to me, I think I'm jaded because I think somebody is being honest because I'd be honest.
Mm-hmm.
If I can't perform a task, I'll tell you I can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm noticing that people naturally don't do that. They'll be like, I have been known to say yes and figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
So like if you say, can you do this? Now I've been known to say yes. And as soon as that person walk out the room, I'm like, We need to Google how to do that. you know,
Right, but
But
you know
for-
your capacity to
I know
be
my
able
capacity.
to.
Yeah, I know if it's something
Mhm.
way beyond my reach, I'm like,
Mhm.
nah, I can't do that.
Apparently,
Mhm.
you can learn everything from TikTok now.
Oh my
But
goodness.
I don't know because I'm not on it.
YouTube, I'm not on TikTok, but YouTube, I have gone to YouTube. The minute things like how do they fold fancy
Rice, are you on
napkins?
TikTok?
Wow.
I am not.
Rice, I was gonna say Rice. ain't
He's
paying attention.
blind. Remember, he
He's-
can't watch
can't see
TikTok.
TikTok.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
He can listen to
Yeah.
podcasts.
But Google, I mean, Google does that too. Like you could learn how to do everything.
I just feel like it's a bunch of just weird people dancing, and it just makes me cringe so much. I
TikTok
just
is
can't.
cringy.
That's what I thought
Ah,
it was.
It's pure
like,
entertainment, pretty
it
much.
is, but I've had people telling me lately, like, "Oh, I got this recipe on TikTok," and I'm like, "What? A recipe?"
Okay,
Mm.
let me
That's so random.
let me just share. I've gotten so many recipes from TikTok and Instagram, and nothing has turned out the way it looked on that thing.
You
Yeah, I
think,
was-
is that them or is it you? Come on now.
Yeah, it could be both. It
Yeah, the
could be
common
both.
denominator maybe you in the kitchen.
I don't know.
Or maybe
I-
they just
I
like
put it-
edited it and it's a random photo. It just looks really pretty.
maybe, or this is what I'm thinking. Maybe their taste buds are different than mine because a lot of these people are in different parts of the world,
Mm.
so they're
Well,
not
all of our
American.
taste buds are different.
Oh yeah, and but there was one that I tried. It turned out
What
so
was
awful.
it?
I can't remember what it was, but it was some kind of dessert.
Uh,
And I immediately saw it and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna try it. Then
Was it sugar free?
it might as well have been, but they were using terminology that I'm like, what does that mean? And I realized, oh crap, I'm copying somebody in England,
oh,
and so
uh-huh.
they don't use evaporated milk; they use sugar cream or
Mm.
some. They'll have some name, and I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know what that is.
Uh-huh.
So then I have to Google it, and so it is my fault because now I'm saying it out
So
loud.
you probably
Mhm.
used the wrong.
Yeah, I was looking,
ingredients.
and then they will say, "Oh, you can use this type of milk." I'm like, "Sure, okay," and it's not the same milk.
Mm.
So,
Oh.
and not even my kids ate it. It was something sweet. My kid was like, you can see in their face, like, "This is a miss." Nah, fam. Nah, fam, this isn't it.
Oh,
Yeah,
buddy.
Yeah, but your kids don't eat most of the food.
My
I was just
they
gonna
don't
say
eat
that.
nothing I cook. They don't eat nothing I cook because
Really?
they have jacked up taste buds. But that's
Most kids these days do.
no. These kids got messed up
Like-
taste buds.
They only want to eat nuggets.
They only want to eat nuggets
Mm.
and bad food.
Yeah, that's what I.
Because when I'm
that's-
not feeding them, that's what they're
kids.
eating. But when I'm not feeding them, that's what they're eating. so-
Mm.
Yeah, they don't eat good stuff. So
Just be like, sit down, eat this. If you don't eat this, you ain't eating.
yeah, I've done that, and they'll be like, "Deal." They push the plate away. He's seen
So
them.
stubborn
I
He's
really
seen them.
do.
We're like, "Deal." I don't have to eat.
Yeah.
Okay. And they don't come and
That's-
they don't come and say they're hungry or nothing. They're just
Really?
like, shoot.
Wow.
Mom will feed me later.
Dang.
She'll give me cereal, or she'll give me
Oh,
McDonald's.
no,
I
for
don't
her.
have to eat what you put on the
So
table.
then that's
Oh.
why she has to not give them McDonald's. Then they'll eat your
Gotta work
food.
as a team. Come on
Yeah.
now.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
You see my look away? You want me to do it
I
again?
did see it.
I'm gonna
There's
do
a
it again.
purposeful pause.
He said, and
He looks
moving
over.
I looked at Josiah
And
because
then
Josiah
I'm
knows that look like
on.
It's a whole nother topic.
that's a whole nother topic. man. I don't want to take your guys' time because I know we gotta get back home, and I don't know where home is.
Susie's hungry.
I'm hungry too.
Yeah.
Okay,
We're
okay.
going to the Habit. Is it still open?
Oh, the Habit. I was gonna go. Okay, I'm not gonna say where I was going because I got clients. I'm gonna eat good.
You might as well say it because you just already.
I wanted to go to
ruined it.
Miguel's
Mm. The restaurant or the Juniors?
Juniors.
Oh,
Rice went.
For whatever reason, I don't know why the restaurant is worse than Juniors.
you think so?
It is.
I've never been to
Oh.
the restaurant, but I do not like juniors.
No.
I heard you gas Rice. What's the gas?
I love Miguel's Jr.
Juniors is bomb.
Is it? I guess it
But
depends
did-
what you get.
Did you like the restaurant?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty
I
good.
can't. I don't know what it is.
Mm,
I try it and I can't stomach it. I'm like,
mm. What do you get from Juniors? That's
just
so-
a bean and cheese burrito.
oh,
what
that's
I
not
do
special.
like.
It's not special at
That's
all.
not special at all.
But I've tried. But I've had several things on the Junior menu, and it's
Mm.
okay. But I've gone to this restaurant,
Mhm.
and I to the point where I'm like, you're clearly not connected. And they'd be like, yeah, we're connected.
This is Junior. Yeah,
Well,
Miguel Senior.
Location really does make a difference.
The
It-
cook
it
makes a
can.
difference.
That,
How
well,
How about
yeah.
that?
Well, there are
Yeah,
only two
that's
exits
very
away
true.
because there's a close Miguel Jr. is like 2 exits up, like an
Mm.
exit past Habit.
Interesting.
Mhm.
And the Miguel's, the main one is right here, and it is god awful.
Now I'm hungry.
And yeah, I call you out. If you got problems with me, Miguel, come to my house and cook me a meal and change my mind. But I'm telling you right now, you're not good. Your son puts it down, I guess, because it's junior. I think that's his son.
Oh my gosh.
No, but for real, thanks for coming on our show,
Oh,
man.
yeah, it's a
you
pleasure.
can come anytime.
Alrighty, okay.
Stephanie, this is a win for you. So you have earned another invite soon.
Wow.
The
That's all I got.
The amazing thing was Royce's distant laugh. Like,
He said, "Hey, you brought Susie. Good job. I'll see her again, but I don't know about
It
you."
was like, thanks for being on the show,
Thanks
Stephanie.
Yeah.
We're so happy
I
to
love
have
you too, Roman.
thanks for bringing Susie.
Thanks for the connection. Oh my god. That's hilarious.
Steph, you know I love you. I love you. You can come on the show anytime you want to, too.
Okay.
Why is all of a sudden my mic?
I don't know if you really mean that.
I do mean that.
Okay.
You can come anytime you want. Well, not anytime you want to, but you can come. And Josiah. What if I was like, as long as you bring Susie with you? Next
Yes, we're a
time
package deal.
next time she calls, can I come on
Okay.
Epic Thoughts? Susie coming.
He will. He will too.
I will ask.
He
I will
will.
ask. But it's not
Can
going
Susie
to.
come?
Is Susie coming?
It's because I'm a
she can't come.
conversationalist.
Yeah,
you
she
know, it's a
can't come.
podcast. So.
I'm
And
like,
you have a good voice.
yeah,
I do,
podcast
really?
voice. Yeah.
Oh.
That's-
Do I sound like I'm from New York? Because I'm from New York.
A little bit, yeah.
Not until you said New York.
Oh.
You sound like a little New York and a little hood.
Oh.
I didn't catch New York until just now.
Did you catch Hood? You said that sound Hood?
I caught Hood all day.
Really?
Yeah, I caught Hood
Kind of
all
s-
day.
She's
Huh.
spicy.
I caught Hood all day.
Really?
Boy,
I
almost
caught
thought
regulated
Josiah would've been
hood,
so
like-
mad.
like
Regulated.
regulated.
Sorry.
Mm.
There's Hood like
Self-contained Hood.
yeah, there's Hood, but then there's regulated Hood. Like like we good. Just don't cross the boundaries. You know what I'm saying? Like
Okay.
if Hood comes out, it's for a reason.
I found it very interesting because I think it's because I grew up in New York and lived in LA, different places. So like the way I talk may be a little unique, but it's interesting how I see myself versus how other people see me.
Mm.
Well, you're also very cultured. I feel like
You say most of
that's
my friends
how
are
I
black.
experience you.
What is? Yeah, I always
I
wonder when
mean,
people say that.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
but
Yeah, my ex-husband's black. My daughters are Blasian. And I do have a lot
I
of
have never heard that term, Blasian.
That's
black and Asian, Blasian.
Oh.
I've heard that.
That's actually an East Coast term.
Actually,
Is
it makes
it?
sense.
Oh,
'cause-
okay.
Yeah,
We don't use that in West Coast.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah, we just say mix.
We just say
Slap again. we do. We just say mix.
Mu-
The only
I
reason
wanna
I've
meet
heard
your daughters.
Blasian is who used that term? Somebody from Wu-Tang used the term.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, and I
Oh,
was
yeah,
like,
they're from back east for
I was like,
sure. Long Island.
what does Blasian mean? And then we were asking. I even asked my friends. They were like, I don't know what that means.
Blasian,
And
yeah.
then Tiger
Oh
Woods
man,
explained it
Mhm.
like years ago. I was like, oh, Tiger Woods explained it because he's Blasian.
Mm,
really?
mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
What is he?
What'd he
He's
say?
black and
Asian.
he's black.
Blasian.
Tiger Woods is?
Yeah, he's Blasian.
Man, that's a whole other subject.
There's a lot of people
Like-
that are black
like
and Asian.
babies.
Yeah.
I saw.
Pharrell Williams. He's part Chinese.
Oh,
Is he really?
Khalees, part Chinese.
Khalees is?
Mhm.
Khalees is? I didn't know that.
Milkshake, yeah.
Dang.
Mhm.
My milkshake brings.
I actually know her. She says that her mom and I look alike.
Really?
Yeah, so.
Who- Wait, what?
Khalees, she says her
Yeah.
mom and I look
Wow.
Oh.
Khalees.
alike. Mhm,
And Pharrell, I would never guessed it, but now I can see it. I can see it on Pharrell.
Mm-hmm. It's all in the eyes.
Yeah. Which makes it, didn't he marry an Asian woman?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's,
So they have Blasian babies,
Yeah,
I'm
Blasian
sure.
babies.
If they're gonna have
Oh, they
babies, they're
do.
gonna Blasian
I
babies.
think he has twins. I think he has a little twin girl or something
Oh.
like that. So shout out to Pharrell
Mhm.
and Khalees, whose milkshake brought all the boys to the yard.
Ha.
And
That was such a good song.
yeah,
It's a classic.
it
brings
is
you
it's a
back
hood
to-
classic.
Yeah.
Hood classic. Okay, let's go eat. Thank
Yes,
you for
let's
coming.
do it.
Thank you for coming.
Yes, thanks
Stephanie,
for having
thank
us.
you for coming.
Absolutely.
Josiah, thank you for coming.
Mm-hmm.
Rice, always
Thanks
a pleasure.
for coming.
Yeah, and I love you, Rice. Even though I talked about you being blind earlier today, you know that I have nothing but love and respect for you, and I appreciate all the work you do with Heritage Park. I felt like it was important
I
to share
have a
that.
closing question.
Okay,
Very important.
okay.
Who are you more bitter towards, Toby Mac or Josiah?
Who
Wait,
am I more
what?
bitter towards?
Yeah.
Bitter?
Okay, so you have to
Toby
remind
Mac
me
or
why
who?
I'm bitter towards Josiah because it's very clear why I'm
Josiah,
bitter towards
Josiah?
Toby Mac.
Because he beat you in your own.
Oh, gosh.
Oh,
I was like, wait.
I know,
he's
I was
I'm like, I
What?
love Josiah. Why would I be bitter? Well,
Okay.
um,
Oh, that's a good.
that's a good question, Rice. I'm going to have to say that my bitterness towards Toby Mac is unbridled.
You don't like Toby Mac?
No.
Why?
Wait, why are you
Well,
bitter
I'm
towards
bitter
him?
towards Toby Mac.
Do you know him personally?
I haven't met him personally. No.
Does he
Mm.
bug you?
Yeah, he bugs me.
Why?
How did I know?
This is okay. Here's my Toby Mac experience. Okay, so I recorded a record in 2000 and
We're
something.
not going to eat, by the way.
Yeah, we're going.
Yes, we are.
I recorded a record in
Uh-huh.
2001. It came out in 2001.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and they had 2 songs in there that were like big hits.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, yo, I'm on my way. Yo, this is
Uh-huh.
happening.
Yeah, yeah.
And got nominated for a couple of awards.
Okay.
So I'm like, man, I'm about to kill this thing.
Uh-huh.
And you know, Christian music. Here's the problem with Christian music. I haven't bitter towards Christian music, so maybe it's towards Christian music and then directed at Toby Mac.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that they just don't know how to clarify and how to handle Black people yet. Even to today, they don't know how to handle.
Was
Black
this
Christian
the
music?
Dove Awards or the Stellar Awards?
It was the Dove.
Oh, say no more.
Yeah,
Well, you're saying Christian music does it?
yeah.
Oh.
CMM.
Mm-hmm.
The
Maverick City Music, though, they're coming up a little bit, kind of breaking the barriers.
we'll talk after.
I'm
the
sure.
show.
I was going to say, I'm
got-
sure he has thoughts
I
about
got-
that too.
I don't like.
I went to
like
that
Mac.
concert. It was great.
I got some issues.
Okay.
But anyways, to Toby Mac.
Mm-hmm.
So we got nominated. So I was
Mhm.
all excited, like, yeah, I
Yeah,
got
yeah,
nominated. And the category was best rap single,
Mm.
and then the other one was best rap album.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, yo, I got nominated. This is cool.
Yeah.
So one, the other artists were nominated. I don't to this day I can't think of who the other artist was.
Mm-hmm.
And there's 5 of us,
Mm-hmm.
and one of them was Toby Mac, and it was Illamai was the song.
Mm-hmm.
And then his album, I can't think of the name of the
Mhm.
album it was on. He wins both awards.
Ah.
And I'm bitter because he knows darn well what he did is not rap.
Mm.
Mm.
Mhm.
Like, you don't let them nominate. Don't let them put you in the category because they don't know what rap is.
But is that his fault or is that his
Yes,
people's
it's
fault?
his fault.
Oh, why is
'Cause
it his fault?
I feel like people should have more control. If they're an artist,
Yeah.
they should have a control of the narrative at some level. This is why I have beef with Lecrae. Because
Oh goodness, I like Lecrae.
I have beef with Lecrae because
Mhm.
he will go on and on about how he's not a Christian rapper.
Mm.
Then stop taking the Christian rapper money. Stop taking the Christian rapper venues.
Mm-hmm.
Stop taking the Christian rapper awards. If you don't want to be seen and recognized as that, don't take it from people who are trying to get into it.
I see.
You're
Mhm.
taking other people's spots. And I met him. I don't like him at all.
Oh.
But and I've even told him to his face to go in the streets and do it in the streets. Then, if you don't want to be recognized as a Christian rapper, go in the streets and rap with them.
Mhm.
But there's a lot of kids who are coming up who look up to you and they want to do what you do,
right.
and they want to do it from the same venue that you're taking from us, while saying you're not a Christian rapper.
Mm-hmm.
Now that gives me problems.
So wait, back to Toby. You felt like because his song really didn't fit the genre.
Oh, his whole album. did.
Okay.
Now, album's dope. I ain't gonna lie. Ilma sucks. That's a horrible song. But the album it came off of,
Ah.
album it came off of was
Uh,
a great album. I can see the cover. I just can't think of the name of this album.
So
Uh-huh.
what you're saying is Toby Mac is not a rapper.
He's not a rapper.
Got it.
His new album is amazing. The one that just released 2020.
mhm.
And he don't rap in it because he's not a rapper. DC Talk wasn't a rap group. It
No,
was
but-
the closest that they had to
yeah,
it.
Yeah, yeah,
It's the
that's
closest
true.
that they
Yeah,
had
I
to
see
it,
what
but
you're
it
saying.
wasn't rap.
But could you say that? Yes, he's not a rapper, but can he rap?
No, he can't rap.
DC Talk. Oh my gosh.
Because I've heard him.
I just knew when I saw the album cover
Rap too.
that
For
the
DC
black
Talk?
gentleman's name was Toby. I was shocked at that boy right
And you know
there.
what's funny? The
was
funniest
Toby.
thing,
Come on
right?
now.
And
I've
Lou
seen Roots, but
Yeah.
anyway.
didn't think that he was gonna be Toby. I thought he was like, yeah, that's Toby. I probably thought the same thing.
Yeah, I was like, that's not his
And the
name.
funniest thing about DC Talk
Uh-huh.
is 20 years later, Toby is still considered the rapper of the group,
Right.
and the black guy is the lead singer. What was it
Newsboys.
Newsboys?
Yeah.
It's just
Whatever
like-
happened to Kevin? I think that's the other. Loved his voice.
Oh, I
What
don't know.
happened to him? The
I
third
think he
member
tried to
of
do
DC
something on his
Talk.
own. He did something on his own. I think he
If
had a
you're
little
out there,
bit of a
let us
vibe.
know what you do. I love
Yeah.
his voice.
Yeah, he had cool stuff. And there was
Mhm.
some, and look, there's been some DC Talk and Toby songs that I'm down with.
Mhm.
You're just not rapping, bro. Just not
Let
rapping.
it, let it go. Forgive him.
Nah.
Just let it go.
On this one, I can't.
Let
Like
it
him,
go. Yeah, just let it go.
but if he did a show and
Uh-huh.
I was like free and I had nothing to do and I was bored, I'd
Oh
go see
my-
the show.
He had to say free and board.
Yeah,
Mm.
because there's
And
people-
someone paid for your ticket.
and somebody paid for my ticket. I ain't gonna pay for that ticket. Like,
And
you
his
know,
dinner.
and my dinner, and you had to invite me to go, and they were good seats.
And pick me up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bring the Uber.
But like, you know, if for King and Country when they come to town in April,
oh
I'm
yeah,
there.
yeah.
I'm there.
Ooh.
April,
They're
bro.
coming. I was gonna say. they're
Oh, where they
soon.
coming to?
Let's
Is it Orange County?
go.
Orange County somewhere. I
Let's
think
go.
Irvine.
Let's go.
Let's
Oh,
go.
I love King and Country.
Oh yeah.
He reached out to me. He was like, "Let's go." I said,
See,
"Oh, I just-
you reach out to him, but
He
then
don't
doesn't
tell
tell
you.
me.
No, I told him to tell
because
you.
I just bought
For-
other tickets.
Yes.
And I was like, I just bought other concert tickets.
So
where
he-
you,
Was
where
this
you
a while
going,
ago?
Josiah? What other concert?
We're going to
Toby Mac? No, just
No,
I
we
am
would
taking
not.
Hillsong.
Stephanie to Hillsong United.
Okay.
What? When are they coming?
March.
Really?
Yeah.
What, Ontario?
It's actually
No.
San Diego.
Oh,
Yeah.
We're going to be in San
nice.
Diego and in Los Angeles.
Oh.
Yeah,
before
but I
King
didn't
and
want to go
Country
to
was
LA
in Orange
because
County.
I don't want to.
I don't want to do
Yeah.
that stuff too. When I
Yeah.
saw they were coming to Orange County, I was like, bet I'll be there.
Yeah.
I'm in good
Mm.
seats too. I'm gonna get the good
King and
seats.
Country.
I can rock with them, and he
Mm,
can
they
rap
could-
on a
yeah,
couple
yeah.
songs, and that'd be cool.
Mm.
Just Toby Mac, yeah, and the Gray. So good question, Rice.
Ah,
You just wanted to know. I am bitter. But Josiah likes to bring up the fact that he beat me.
He likes to put it in his, rub it in his face.
I still have
It's the
first
only
place
thing he
medal.
can rub in your
And the gloves. What happened? And the
and
gloves.
the gloves. And the gloves.
They were
Um,
legit police gloves. The white ones.
Oh my god. It was a good drama. It just wasn't a human video. Like you should have been an interpretive dance.
And I agree with you now.
Okay.
I do.
It took a while to get to
But-
that.
Took 10 years.
We
bro.
didn't see eye to eye on that one.
It's true. But it was spirit led. You have to admit.
Okay.
It was.
Can we go eat? I'm
Okay.
hungry.
Bro's like, I don't care.
That's right. That's not what the competition was. It's like, what was the most spirit led thing? Okay, we lost. Okay. But
I mean, you could probably say that was an element of it. You can't argue with that
I'm not good. I'm not.
because
I don't
you
even
know
to confirm
that
it.
human videos need to be spirit led.
Especially in the Pentecostal church.
Yeah, and because
Come on, somebody.
Maybe that's why they don't ask me to be a judge no more. I was hard as a judge when they brought me to national. All right.
Wait, before we go, I just want to thank you.
What's it say? Hype?
Yep, it's my hype button.
Oh, wasn't there one that said easy or something from
Yes,
Staples?
yeah.
Oh, they changed it.
No, I didn't buy this from Staples. I had to order this online
Oh,
because
okay.
my DJ moved to Texas, and he used to do it for me.
Ivy.
But so now I do it myself. All right, it's been an hour 22 minutes. This is the
Oh
longest
my
ever thought
gosh.
since we've shortened it to an hour. We used
We've
to
been
do 2
all over the
hours.
place.
2 hours.
We
really?
used to do 2 hours. and
Wow,
now
people stay tuned for 2 hours.
nah. Well, yeah, actually,
I was gonna say,
yeah,
that's
actually they
long.
did. Actually
That's
did
cool.
because we had sometimes we play stupid games too.
Oh,
people
okay.
are like-
Stupid games are good.
Oh my god, we had
gosh.
some great stupid games,
Uh-huh.
great ones. But we don't have time for that. We're gonna go get food. Well,
Yes.
it's COVID, so they're probably closed because
They're
COVID.
not closed.
We don't have it. We just drive through.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Do they
drive
have
through the weekend.
drive-through?
Yeah, they do.
I saw them.
All right. Well, thanks again for coming, man.
Absolutely. This was
Yes.
a blast.
I-
Thank you, Stephanie.
Yeah, this was a good
Yes,
show,
yes,
man.
yes.
I had
She's a
fun.
good
Connector.
Yes. Don't forget, go to Heritage Park, PROD. Let me put it. It should be up on the screen right now for you. No, it's not. So let me pull it up for you.
Technology.
Technology is booty.
It really
There it is right there on your screen, heritageparkprod.com. Go to the store, get your Epic Thinkers t-shirt, and then we got a lot of other fly shirts, hats. We got leggings. We got all kind of clothing, man.
You got
And-
the feel my booty.
Sure.
He sounded a little uncertain.
I never put them on myself, so I don't know.
He's about to Google it afterwards.
Google it.
How you made?
See, that's when I got called China. It's like, hey, how big is them leggings? How big they go? Can I fit them?
You
We'll
talking
see if
China big or America
We'll
big?
report next
Yeah,
week.
like are they big in your country? No, it's different. There's a
There's a
difference. There's a
difference.
difference. I had
I know.
we did something and they were like, so I ordered some shoes to put on the store and they were like, oh, are these good? He goes, you want to try? I said, yeah, I'll try. He goes, okay, I send you. What size? I said, do you have my size? And he said, yeah. What size? I said, I'm 13s. And he goes, oh, big. Okay, I got you. I send them.
He's like, he Googling
They
how to
had to
make
be
13
born 13s. They came and they were this big. I put them out the box. I was like, there's no way this is a 13.
Kid size 13.
There was a kid 13. And I was like, there's no way I'm going to put this on. Actually, I'm a 12, but there was no way I was going to wear this shoe. There was no way.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, so.
I'm sweating under these
All right,
things.
yeah,
I can't
let's get
believe-
out of here. Heritage Park
Sweat.
PR. Don't get your gear. 20% off the entire order if you type
Yes.
HEPIC into the thing. Also, what else are you telling me? Oh, you're just telling me to go buy your stuff. And the HP line is 848-207-2631. Send us a text to join and find out what's going on with the HP team. Do you guys want to drop any kind of social media that you want people, if they want to follow you?
Sure. Instagram, VMA curls, VMA underscore curls, V as in Victory, Mary, Apple underscore curls.
Dope. Steph?
Mm.
Oh, we didn't even get to talk about Steph. Steph is
What?
the newest artist on the HP label.
Woo!
We just recorded her first song. We got a couple more working, but she's coming, bro. There's gonna be a Stephanie Whole album very, very soon.
Awesome.
So, do you have social media link that you want people to follow
Mrs. Hole 88
on everything?
Instagram?
On
On
Instagram.
Instagram.
On Instagram.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Josiah don't do social media,
No.
so we're not even gonna ask him.
So if you follow me, it will be following
You
me. in
will
the car.
If you
Yes.
follow him,
Yeah.
it's going to be you're stalking him because that's the only way you're gonna follow him. All right, man, we're out of here. You guys have a great weekend. Thank you, and we'll see you next week. Peace out.